The Federal Reserve, Unveiling the Secrets of America's Central Bank. In 1910, a clandestine meeting took place on Jekyll Island, where a plan to establish the Federal Reserve was conceived, although the meeting remained undisclosed until the 1930s. Today, the Federal Reserve holds immense power as the world's most influential economic decision-maker. However, it is not a company, federal agency, or accountable to shareholders or voters. This lack of transparency has given rise to suspicion and mystery surrounding the inner workings of the Federal Reserve. In the next few minutes, we will explore the origins, structure, and role of the Federal Reserve, shedding light on its operations and the need for increased accountability. The Founding Fathers' opposition to central banking. The Federal Reserve was not the first central bank in the United States. Some of the Founding Fathers, including Thomas Jefferson, were skeptical of central banking and paper currency. Their concerns stemmed from negative experiences with these systems under the Articles of Confederation. Consequently, they limited Congress's power to print money in the Constitution. However, in 1913, the Federal Reserve Act was passed, establishing a central bank. The secret meeting on Jekyll Island. The Federal Reserve Act was the result of a secret meeting held on Jekyll Island in 1910. The participants devised a plan to create a central bank that would endure. To deceive Americans into believing it was part of the federal government, they named it the Federal Reserve. The government had to endorse it to grant it power, leading to the passage of the Federal Reserve Act by Congress, and its subsequent signing by President Woodrow Wilson. The structure of the Federal Reserve. The Federal Reserve structure is as follows. It exists due to Congress. The Board of Governors is appointed by the President and confirmed by the Senate, and the Federal Open Market Committee, FOMC, determines monetary policy. The FOMC comprises the Board of Governors and the presidents of the reserve banks. While the presidents of the reserve banks are elected by member banks, these elections often present only a single candidate for each directorship. Profits and accountability. The Federal Reserve pays a 6% dividend to member banks, but these shares cannot be traded, sold, or used as collateral. Any remaining profits, if any, are sent to the Treasury. However, due to low-yielding bonds, the Federal Reserve is currently not generating profits and, therefore, not contributing funds to the government. Instead, it is printing money to cover its expenses, necessitating repayment before it can resume payments to the government. Conclusion. The Federal Reserve is a complex entity with a structure involving Congress, the Board of Governors, the FOMC, and member banks. While some aspects remain shrouded in secrecy, we possess enough information to question its existence and advocate for increased accountability and oversight. Ultimately, Congress bears the responsibility for the Federal Reserve, and any changes or decisions regarding its future will be made by them. By shedding light on the Federal Reserve's operations, we can foster a better understanding of its role in shaping the nation's economy. As always, do not forget to like and subscribe to our channel, All Things Money, to see more content like this.